Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to episode 11 on the TryCraft server with me, Akoto Kusamoto, or Kusa, or AK, or whatever you want to call me, really. We are back for another episode here on the TryCraft server. So if you remember, in the last server, we actually started on the Wither Skeleton farm downstairs, which was awesome. Started deconstructing that stuff down there. Made a bunch of automated farms in our basement. Made our tree farm, made our chicken farm, made an egg hopper. So yeah, lots of different farms we've actually made down there. And today, we have a few things that we're working on. Let's see what we're actually working on here today. Well, it looks like we only have one thing. Finished the basement and first floor and get the full structure in. Because I am tired of seeing a half-built base over here. So we are going to actually see about finishing all of that and getting that taken care of. But we need some materials to do that. And the thing that we actually need is bookcases. Because we have started working on the Grand Library. And let me actually show you how that's working over here as soon as I sleep. Hang on. Oh yeah, and now we need to actually add something very important to this as well. There we go. 5 days without an accidental death. Let's see if we can get that going more. That would be nice. But yes, so we've actually worked on the Grand Library over here, and I'm pretty happy with the way this has turned out. I chose green concrete for the outside of it. It just seemed kind of appropriate, I guess. And apparently Gabi has some lag. But I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. So as you can see, we're actually going to go inside. So it's going to be sort of like a mall entrance almost. And this is going to be a lot taller than the others because there's going to be multiple floors. So you walk on the first floor here, and you've got your bookcases here. You've got bookcases over there. You've got bookcases here. You've got a staircase that goes to the second floor. Although I'm not sold on the lighting or the black concrete. I might switch those up at some point. But then you go up here to the second floor, and you've got sort of a railing around here. You've got like a main entrance or a main area here where you can look down. So I'm pretty happy with the way this is turning out down here. So yeah, the only things I'm not sold on are the black concrete, and I'm also not sold on these little kiosks that I've got on the huge chairs. I'll probably end up changing those around too, because I like this chair design, but it's just a little bit too big, as you might know. The chair's as tall as I am, and the seat's like halfway up my body, so I don't know. Not sold on that. But we need to actually get some more bookcases, because notice we're actually missing some here and here, plus some from the upstairs area. So we need to go get more bookcases. And the best way to get bookcases is to trade with villagers, because we have a bunch of librarians that will sell us bookcases. So we're going to go over there and do that, which is why we have these two shulker boxes out. Over here is we've got a whole bunch of trade goods that we're going to get from them. We've got a whole bunch of melons, pumpkins, coal, paper, carrots, potatoes, iron. I've been AFKing here overnight and then for a random hour or two here and there. And we've got everything ready to go. So we got a whole bunch of materials. So let's go over and do some trades with some villagers, get our bookcases, come back, and we'll try and finish off the library, and then we'll work on the rest of the wall and the downstairs area, because I want to get all those things done. So let's go get those done. And while I was trading with the villagers, I may or may not have been watching Corralis's newest Hermitcraft video and, well, maybe dancing along. Yeah, incoming dance montage. And we'll never speak of this again. And after that brief interlude where I was kind of losing my mind because trading large amounts of items with villagers over long periods of time tends to make me lose my mind, we have come back and we have finished off this. So this is the Grand Library, which we finally have done, I think, although there's some things in here I may actually change. So I'm going to give you a brief tour. So we've got some sea lanterns in the floor. I kind of like just the way the sea lanterns look by themselves, just like this. Going through here, we do have carpets everywhere, because if you notice under these carpets, we have glowstone, because I don't have enough sea lanterns. If I had more, we just have them out, but we don't. We've got some paintings on the walls, but the idea here is that I want this to be sort of a combination of like a mall bookstore and my vision of what the Libraries of Terra from the Warhammer 40k mythos and lore kind of feel like. Now, obviously, if you've seen pictures of those from like DeviantArt and other places, that's like bookstores that go to the bookshelves that go to the sky, and servitors going back and forth, and the librarius adepts reading through. We don't have room for that. We just don't. So this is my vision of what that kind of looks like. So we still have our enchanting table over here. It still goes to level 30. We've still got our barrels of books that we've got enchanted and stuff like that. We have these little reading kiosks like you do at a library. So you got a little reading kiosk in there. You got plants. You've got some artwork on the walls, so just little paintings to break things up here and there. And then you've got these lamps, which is one of my favorite like modern style, futuristic style lamps, is you just have an end rod and then a quartz slab on top of it to make it look like a sort of a lamp or a modern light. We've got those going up the stairs, and then if you go up here, we've got those going all the way around on the banisters that we've got everywhere. And then we have these glow rods hanging from red stained glass on the ceiling for more light in here. So I'm not sure. I think I might end up taking these out and just going with these, because I really like the way that this kind of thing looks. And I don't know how it looks together. So we might actually rip these out and put more of these glass, stained glass and glow rod or end rods doing it that way. So I'm not sure. These, by the way, is up here. Those are backwards looms. And when they are actually in like this, they kind of look like they have the same kind of texture as the bookshelf does, but they look like empty bookshelves. So I wanted to put a couple of those in there to sort of give an idea that people have checked out some of these books and are wandering around with them somewhere. We have a couch, which you may recognize as a Grian design for the couch, although I use stripped oak here to sort of give it a... remember, we're mixing medieval, dystopian, and futuristic. So try to get this sort of a more medieval kind of feel with the carpet in here, and then the carpet on the top to sort of pull all together. So we have a couch, we have our little reading kiosks, we have the banister over here. You can go over here and you can look out over the mall from up here. So I thought that was kind of a cool idea. But yeah, like I said, I think I might end up taking these out and just going with these up here on the second floor. I'm not sure yet, because this is how our lighting throughout the rest of the Hive City is going to be. It's going to be these glow rods on extended bits of stained glass. So, and that's kind of what my vision is for the rest of the Hive City, is doing it that way. So this took a long time to put together. By the way, getting all of these bookcases took a while. So it was a lot of trading with the villagers to get all these bookcases, because this is a ton of bookcases. But I like the overall look. It's just maybe playing around with some of the details now to see if I can get things to work out a little bit. I really like the stone texture for roofs, because it looks like ceiling tiles. Same thing with the andesite. And in fact, I was actually considering mixing in some andesite here and there, and I might still do that, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I really like the way that this actually looks, and this has actually come together. But now we got to work on the rest of the outside here. And for the remainder of the episode, what I want to do is I want to have all of the wall going up to the 10 block height all the way around. Because notice this is actually taller than any of the other buildings we've got over there. The rest of them only go up to 5. But the Grand Library is, well, the Grand Library. It needs to be grand, right? So I wanted that to be a little bit taller than everything else. So it's going to be the full 10 block height. So it's going to be the main kind of thing to see on this side of the plaza. And then we'll have the rest of the wall go up to that height. But then we'll have, like, I'm going to have balustrades and arches, and we'll have like windows up in the arches to make it look like there's people that are actually up in that area going back and forth between different areas in the side of the Hive City, and all this different kind of stuff. So we need to go grab ourselves a whole lot of stone brick and start working on the outside of this, because I want to get the entirety of the wall done, and then maybe get some of the ramparts on the outside put in, some of the towers. So we'll work on those as well. So that's going to be the next that we're working on here. So let's go grab a whole bunch of brick, sleep, and we'll start working on that.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
And the wall is done. The outer wall is now actually complete. We've got our proto elevator thing put in as far as how far this is going to go up. So that's going to be the ground floor of the governor's quarters where I'm going to be living. And we'll have the water elevator put in soon-ish. So I tell you what, I am getting happier and happier and happier with this build the more I work on it, because this looks epic as far as just the wall itself around everything else. And of course, like I said, we're going to have, so there's going to be, these are all going to be 5 tall, and then we'll have stuff going up from all of them around there, except for this, of course, which is, this is as tall as it gets. And there'll be like a 3-block space in between each floor is the plan. And this took a large amount of time and a lot of materials to get this wall done. And I need to do something with this, although I might just leave that as is. Maybe put like statues or something on the top, and then keep the rest like it is there as far as the outside goes. That actually doesn't look terrible, but we'll think about it. We'll work on it a little bit. But yeah, the wall is in. And it just gives you an idea how big this space really is. I mean, I've got every shop in the mall I can think of. We've got the storage, we've got the cartographer, we've got the customs, we've got the grand library over there, storage, leather worker, seamstress, apothecary, florist. Oh, I haven't shown you the florist yet. We got all those in, and we still have all that room to work with over there as far as other stuff that we can put in. But this is something else that I finished off camera that I wanted to go ahead and show you. You probably saw a little bit of it in that montage there when I was getting vines for more mossy cobblestone, or more mossy stone. So this is the florist. The florist is now done. So we've got everything in there for the florist. We've got flowers. We've got little barrels. This one has kelp in it. The other one has seagrass. We've got our 2 tall flowers. We've got our sweetberry farm, quote unquote, back here. So we've got a couple of those in the back. So yeah, we've got little floral arrangements, basically cactus and everything else, little plants. I love these plants. These are so cool. So we've got all those in for the florist as well. So we have that done. We're still got to work on the apiary. We've got to work on the apothecary, the butcher, the metallurgist, leather workers. I mean, we got to work on those as well, and then get this taken care of too. Put the more lava in there, of course. But yeah, outer wall is done. I'm really liking the look. I do like the fact that we can use the different types of stone bricks to give it that sort of decrepit look and give it a little bit of detail when we're not really giving it detail. We're just sort of cheating. So 3, 2, 1. So if you were thinking about making something like this, think about mixing those 3 in to give it a little bit of detail when you don't have to worry about giving it more detail, which is kind of nice. But we will put more detail on this as the time goes on, too. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. So we've got that in. Now we need to actually put a roof over this. Although I may actually do, so we want to go up another 3 bricks or so on the outside before we get to the 2nd floor, and then we're going to have spires and ramparts and all sorts of different stuff on the outside here as well. So we got to worry about that. We got to cap things off, got to figure out roofs and all sorts of different stuff. So we got a lot to still work on here as far as the various different things that we've got going on inside the base here. I don't know if I'm going to do the roof today, though, because that's a lot of work. I mean, putting in the floor took forever. That was multiple hours just getting this floor in. So putting in a ceiling here would probably take just as much time. So just, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I look at it, the more and more I realize how much I've bitten off here. It's a lot, and especially since I want to have the governor's quarters all the way up there. We got to get this elevator working too, so we can actually do that. And then getting the elevator to work is going to be a trial in and of itself, because we're going to have the block swapper down here, and then figure out the timing for the redstone so that it doesn't, stop halfway up and then drag me back down. So that's going to be fun. Yes, but we're definitely going to work on that. Let's take a quick nap here, and let's get working on a few other things. This episode's already taking a long time. I've probably recorded 6 or 7 hours of footage, and I've got maybe, I don't even know at this point, maybe 15 minutes of actual video. So yeah. So we got to get back to that, to doing some more building, and maybe we will figure out some of these other shops too while we're at it, just to take a break from this, because that took a while. Oh, Yeah, that took a good long while. Maybe we'll work on the walking path, or maybe we'll work on some of these shops. We need to get those done too. So we need to figure out layouts and stuff that's going into each of them. So maybe we'll work on that for a little bit, and then we'll go back to more wall and or tower building. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Okay, let's go. And we just actually finished a live stream a little bit earlier today. A live stream. There we go. Over on Twitch a little bit earlier, where we actually built this monstrosity you see behind me, which I'm working on sort of the outline for. This is my utterly and completely useless cocoa bean farm from a few other worlds I've made. That it looks cool, it seems cool, but it's really kind of pointless. So don't build it in your worlds because it's dumb. But it's automatic, sort of. But we just finished that on live stream. We actually did a little bit more on the flooring over there. We're going to finish off some of this section. I think this section is going to be what I finish off, and then probably call it good for the episode because I'm just beat. I'm really tired. It's very late on Monday night. But I wanted to also mention and say a huge thank you to all of you out there who have been visiting my live streams over on Twitch, who've been hanging out with me over there for 3 years in some cases, because we just hit 35,000 total views on Twitch. 35,000. To give you an idea how many people that is. I went to college in a city of 25,000 people. So in other words, 10,000 people more have viewed my streams than lived in that city. So thank you so much for all of that. It's a very, very cool milestone. I was very happy to see that when it popped up and it was 35,000 views. That's insane. That's a lot of total views over on Twitch. So if you haven't followed me over on Twitch yet, why not? Please do so. It's free, totally free, just like subscribing here is free. You can find me over there, twitch.tv/Akoto Kusamoto. I would love to have you in one of my live streams at some point. We usually live stream Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from about 7:30 p.m. Eastern until 9 or so Eastern time. And then I usually do a live stream on the weekends, either Saturday or Sunday, depending on how I feel. So we do live streams 4 days a week from there, and I could be live streaming from here. I could be doing my single-player world. I could be doing Kerbal Space Program. I could be doing Fallout, any number of different things. So it just kind of depends on how I feel that day. But I would highly, highly recommend you come over there and hang out with all the other soldiers in Kusamoto's army on Twitch because we have a lot of fun. We have a really good time. I have a lot of fun doing it. So hope to see you there soon. Now, about this. So this is the section we're going to do and basically call it an episode because I'm already a day behind on this episode and I want to get it done. So we're going to do this section here around the water column. And then probably off camera I'll work on this, but I really like the way that this looks with the smooth stone and the andesite stairs. And there's a spider in here somewhere I can't seem to find. But anyway, but yeah, the most pointless machine ever. So you hit the button and it harvests the harvest the cocoa beans, except it doesn't really harvest the cocoa beans because then you have to still do this because there's no such thing as an automatic cocoa bean farm. Oh, that's a design flaw. I need to fix that, don't I? Ugh. So I can't put one there because of that button. I need to move the button over one. But yeah, it's the most pointless redstone contraption ever. So it looks cool with the storage and the way this looks and all that, but it's pointless. You could have these freestanding and do it just as fast as you could by pressing this little button over here. But it looks cool, and it blends in, and it looks all techie and stuff. So and we're going to keep it. But let's go ahead and get this part of the flooring in. So we've got all of our resources with us to go ahead and finish off this portion of the flooring so that it looks more like in line with everything here. We're going to have more mechanical stuff that's going to go across this way, and then that's going to be moved somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. We'll figure out where we're going to put the vine farm after that. Ooh, we have chicken. Yay, chicken. And feathers, which we'll never use, but, we have them. So, yeah, let's go ahead and finish off this portion of the floor, and I'll see you when we're actually done with that. And for now, anyway, we are done. So we got a good, I'd say 3/4 of the floor put in down here. And I like it. I like the combination of the path blocks. So imagine, if you will, that the path blocks are what the ground looked like before everything happened. So this is what the ground kind of looked like beforehand. Was all these path blocks nicely put together with all that. Imagine like floating glow lamps and things that were going around, and very high tech. And over the years, it's gotten more and more decrepit. The path blocks have kind of deteriorated. You've into this like the nasty looking muddy kind of flooring here with like the dirt and other places and dust, and they had to install new lighting because all of the original lighting broke down. So to me, that's very Warhammer 40k-ish, is that idea that this place was this bastion of technology and enlightenment, and over the years it's just sort of stagnated quite a bit. So I like it. I like the story. I like the narrative we're telling here. We're telling this with atmospheric storytelling. Something that I love in series like Fallout and stuff like that is the atmospheric storytelling, and I want to do the same type of thing here, is tell you a story just through what you're seeing down here versus what you're actually being told. So I like that. I like that a lot. So and then, of course, we'll put in the rest of everything over here as far as the facades for all the different machines, for the tree farm, for the cocoa bean farm, and all that. And then we'll get the rest of this done probably this week at some point. We'll get this all taken care of. So I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. I hope you had fun doing everything with me today. And once again, thank you very much for all of the support you're showing me on this series and on everything else that I do as well. Fire and everything else that I do, as well as here, as well as on Twitch and on Twitter and everywhere else. So if you did like the video, by all means, please press that like button calmly and slowly. Please don't break the like button for someone else. And if you did really like the content and you're new here, feel free to click the subscribe button. It's completely free, costs you nothing whatsoever. And then click the little bell notification down there and let you know when I have new content available. And here's something you haven't heard someone say in a while. Click the share button. If you really enjoyed this and you really liked the content, click the little share button, share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you want to share it at. Share it with all your friends and buddies and family and anyone else who you think might actually enjoy this, or who's bored right now and locked down and wants something to watch. So I hope you had a good time. I hope you had fun. I will see you in the next episode. But remember, whatever you do tonight, make sure you go out, play some games, have some fun. I'll see you all again real soon. Have a good night, everybody.